Hey, what's up everyone? This is YouTube Ken. I'm back with another video. Let's talk about FSD Beta 10.4 right after this. So as you can see, we are nearing a stop sign right here, which is fine. It stops right at the stop sign. The car does creep forward, but it is struggling a lot to actually turn. But once the car turns, you will see a stop sign to the right hand side of the screen, and the car will totally blow past that stop sign. Now when it's going straight ahead, it will stop at the stop sign, but for some reason it does not make it when it's turning from that previous stop sign. The next thing is, I don't really fault FSD Beta about this, because you think this lane to the left is actually a turn-in lane, but the car sees that there is a left arrow to turn, but it still wants to get in that left lane to make a left-hand turn. One new feature that we do have, FSD Beta now recognizes speed bumps. The first speed bump, as you see, it slows down to about 5 miles per hour. And then it speeds up and proceeds. Now the next speed bump, it just goes right through it for some reason. So what I'm gonna do now is just turn around, go back the way I came, and see if it recognizes both of the speed bumps. So I'm gonna enable FSD Beta. And let's see how it does. Once again, for this first speed bump, it is slowing down to 5 miles per hour, which is good. And let's see how it does on the second speed bump. And these speed bumps are not huge or anything, that's why I wanted to try these speed bumps in particular, but it successfully does both speed bumps on the second go round. I wanted to put this in here as well, left-hand turns. There is a car on the right side that is coming, but it's far back, but the car isn't forward. It took forever for it to actually go, and as you saw on the screen, it did recognize there was like a big semi, and it wasn't a semi there. So I had to use my accelerator and make the car go. This is a neighborhood that I did on my State of Autopilot video, where it actually was driving in the road without any lane markings. As you see, it's favoring the middle. For some reason, it's really bad when you're in a neighborhood street, it favors the middle. But it's doing a really good job around the cars that are parked. But you will see coming up, there is a car that is coming into the neighborhood, and it's so far in the middle, I had to take over. I didn't even want to chance it. I'm sure it would have probably jerked back over to the right, but why chance it? Coming up, this is a right-hand turn, and to me, it didn't do so well. I mean, that's like beginners, like a teenager type turn, but I wanted to put that in the video to show you it does do right-hand turns really good, but some it don't do. So I'm keeping this, I'm not cutting anything out, because here in a minute I'm going to zoom in on my screen, and you're gonna see I have a left turn coming up, and it's in less than a half a mile, and the car, you would think, would get over because it knows it's gonna turn left, but it's not until the last minute. So I'm gonna let it roll through. I'm not going to disengage it, and I'm just going to show you some improvement that needs to be made. It don't happen all the time, but a lot of times now on 10.4, it waits to the last minute to put on its turn signal and turn ahead of time. But it completed that left turn really well. This next thing is I wanted to put in here, which was a little scary. That's why you have to really watch 10.4. You're gonna see me get to this intersection. The car is gonna turn on the turn signal, but it turns it on, turns it off, and then it turns it back on. I don't know why it does that on 10.4, but it's doing really well. It turned into that right turn-in lane. But you see, it's taking its time, it's creeping forward. It could have been gone by now, but it decided to go when the cars was gonna come in intersection. But I was like, okay. So I turned it back on thinking it's gonna sit there when those cars are going, but it tried to go again. Like, what the heck? You have to be very careful at intersections. That's something that needs to be fixed. So this is another state of the autopilot video that I did. And with this road, regular autopilot did a really good job once the lane markings disappeared. So let's see how FSD Beta does. Let's see if it's gonna favor the middle. Right now it's doing pretty good. I don't know if you can really tell from the video, but it's not quite on the right side like a human would normally drive. And remember, at the end of this, there's going to be pretty much a sharp left turn, almost to me like a dead end. I don't really know what to call it, but autopilot, I had to take over. Let's see how FSD Beta does. Let's see if it'll slow down and make a comfortable turn. Now that turn is coming up, FSD Beta is slowing down, and it makes the turn, which I expected that would happen. On the state of autopilot video, I did not do it going back, so I just wanted to do it in this video with FSD Beta and see if it handles it once again the same way. So you see it was gaining a little bit of speed, but then it went down once it was approaching the turn, which is great. So now this turn at an intersection, it was one of the previous intersections that I showed you earlier when it was trying to go when cars were actually turning. But now I'm on another side, and the car used to, the previous day actually, it got in the wrong lane. But this time it did it perfectly. If I have that video of that, I will also include that as well on this video to kind of show you. It could be a hit or miss. It might do it well one time and then it might fail the next time. But right now, here it comes. There's going to be split in two lanes. The lane that goes straight should go straight, and the left, it did correct, because that's what navigation wants it to go. But the last time it went in that right lane to go straight, but it was supposed to turn left. And we're gonna look once again and see how good a left turn will be. And this is, I won't say a challenging left turn, but we're gonna see how it does. Takes it time to get going, but it wasn't bad. Kind of got close to that divide, but take over anytime you need to take over. It does perfectly here. I mean, it's a good distance before I turn, and it's getting right over perfectly. So it's a hit or miss. But once we get to the red light, it should veer off to the right and make a right turn. It's going to be a pretty tight turn. There's going to be some cars there waiting, which it did it perfectly. As you see, it saw the road really well. It saw the cars. Perfect turn. But yeah, that's it. 10.4 is pretty much hopefully gone, and hopefully 10.5 will be better and have some fixes to fix some of these things. But definitely hit that like button, and please hit that subscribe button if you see fit, and also hit that notification bell, as it will notify you when I do post videos and keep you in the loop. Once again, this is YouTube Ken. I'll see you in the next video.